You are watching Pasher Barir Ranna, recipes from the neighbor's kitchen.
বাড়ির কাছে আর শ্রীনগর সেথা পড়শি বসত করে এখন পড়শি বসত করে একদিনও না
Today's episode is Eggplant and Morning Glory Stir Fry with Jessie Yung.
Should I start with hi? Do I need to say like something namaskar or something like that? Okay, let's try. Hi everybody, I'm Jessie. I am an Indian Chinese born in this vibrant city of Calcutta. Sitting beside me is my husband.
Hi, I'm Peter.
Together we run the home kitchen by the name Jessie Yung. How we started this was like few months after the lockdown. My husband and my kids, they brought out the idea since like I have the passion of cooking. So why don't we start a home kitchen and we can, like let people know what we Chinese in Calcutta usually eat at home.
We didn't actually want to pick up anything from the restaurant.
Our main focus was comfort food. There is much more to our Chinese cuisine, especially the Hakka people that has been living for generation here in Calcutta. I don't think like in any other parts of the states in India they have a Chinatown.
Yeah.
Only Kolkata have Chinatown. One is in Tangra and one is in Terity. Even though our population is dwindling, which is just like very sad. At times also I feel emotional. We are the fourth generation. My children are the fifth generations. According to what we were told as a kid is Hakka means Karen, Kajaran, Hakkanin. We never actually have a place of our own. And according to certain belief, it is that anywhere we go, the Hakka people, they will just live for a certain period, and the fifth generation usually move to another place. And I think it actually happened because my kids are the fifth generation in our community, and these days you don't find any more youngsters. I think people are starting to realize the importance of our community. I think it's it took them too long to understand where already our community is diminishing. Okay, but it's still there. Like they say, when there's sun, there's always Chinese. It's never the end of everything. During my kids growing up stage, I always have tried to teach them more about our culture, about our tradition. I want them to know our language, especially the Hakka language. That's how we have grown up also. We started from the Chinese school, the Pime Chinese school. We knew nothing about English too. We didn't start from ABC. We just somehow we just managed.
We just managed, We just went to school.
Yeah.
Okay, we just, fit right into it.
We learned Mandarin in school. And the movies and the drama we watched back then during my childhood was Cantonese. So I have mastered the art of speaking the Hakka language, the Mandarin and the Cantonese. And today that's why when we go abroad, I speak this language, they find it very amusing, how come you can speak? And they're also coming from India, all the more they are surprised that we speak a little bit of Hindi and Bengali. And we studied in the boarding school in Kalimpong. We know a little bit of Nepali. So it's multilingual for them. Even though we call ourselves Chinese, but there are certain vegetables like potato, we call aloo. When we go to America or we go to Canada, we use the term aloo. They are saying how come you're using the word aloo? Which is funny. It's difficult for an outsider to understand because we were brought up in such a way that we have to master the art of speaking different languages. So in one sentence, we can never speak fully in one language. It's a mix of Hindi, sometimes a little bit of Bengali, Chinese, which is Hakka, and these days it's Korean. In our language, you say ginger, really? It just comes naturally. I think according to my mom, when we were small, we don't eat vegetables. Yeah. Apart from aloo, the potato, we don't know how to eat any vegetables. Okay, if you just stir fry any vegetable, we just don't we just don't go for it. So what my mom used to do it She used to keema all the vegetables, even the mushroom and the meat. You mix everything together. It's like,
So you don't get
have
to
no
pick.
choice. And even with my children also, when I did the same thing, my son is a little wicked one. He's saying, Mom, this is an old people's food. The aged people like usually takes food like this. Like youngsters, they like something fried,
Yeah.
something, like more like interesting, not the steamed bean curd or the bitter gourd or the morning glory.
Actually, it takes time, for
Yeah.
people to get mature
Like,
to
yes.
enjoy these things.
Yeah, even when we were young,
Yeah.
we don't enjoy all these, but as we age, we started liking it because he is also the person that doesn't take any vegetables.
I was not good with
So
vegetables.
in order
yeah.
to trick him, like I have to cut it like into tiny pieces, like where he cannot take out like with the help of the chopstick. But right these days he eats because he's getting old. He's more concerned about his health.
The Pasher Barir Ranna series is made possible by the support of our patrons at Bongit's Adda. If you think that the work we are doing is valuable, please consider becoming a patron. It really makes a difference. The link to join Bongit's Adda is in the description.
Today we are cooking the eggplant morning glory with minced meat. We say in Chinese, especially our Hakka language, which is called Tiao Cai Ta Kiao Nai. This thing has been there for generations. This is something very traditional, which we grew up eating them. And I feel it's a very nice recipe because we get all these, vegetables and the meat in our local market and people can try it. All year round you can have it, especially during summer when we get like very good morning glory. We call kung sim cai in Chinese or wong cai. So like we bought the pork meat. I usually use a pork belly, but you can use a pork shoulder or any part of your preferred choice. But I usually prefer it with some fats, so it tastes like better. Okay? So we have prepared the pork and we have washed them well, and then we chopped it into cubes, and then I did the keema in the cleaver, which I usually prefer rather than using the machine, which will become more pasty, which I don't like it. Flip it, then just flip it. Yes. You will have a stronger arms. And when okay, now you flip. So you won't get on your So we have prepared the minced pork and we have separated them in various portions where we will be working on different recipe, which is the stuffed bean curd. And then we have also saved some minced pork for the bitter gourd. And today we are cooking the eggplant morning glory with minced meat.
It should be fine.
So we have used the shiitake mushroom. You can use any mushroom of your choice. So we need to soak them with the boiling water for 15 minutes. After that, we need to wash it with salt to remove the impurities or any particle that is in the mushroom. So after that, we wash it a couple of times and then we squeeze out the water. Especially like, these are not good mushroom because it's black.
Oh, okay.
Okay, always like try to find that.
Find-
Yeah, when you buy a mushroom, always like have it like this is
Got
not
it.
this is not a good one. We'll do in the keema stuff, but like I serve the bok choy and the shiitake mushroom and the tofu.
Yeah.
Like that shiitake is thicker and like it comes like an umbrella. The coin size, that is a perfect size. Yeah. You take down this thing, the stem part. So after washing the mushroom, so we'll cut them into like small, minute pieces. Not much. A little bit of oil. So like how I was taught is I always marinate the shiitake mushroom with some oil and cornstarch. It tastes better. That's how we were taught to do at home. Okay, good. We'll work on the... I'm not supposed to talk, right? Trimming the morning glory, it depends on the texture of the vegetables. During the season, like you can use basically the whole thing, leaving the bottom parts, but like in the off season there are like many unwanted parts that you need to remove, especially like where it is like bitten by some like worms or whatever it is. With the morning glory, normally 3 cuts. The topmost, the middle and the third part, but we don't usually use the bottom one. Okay, that is more like tight. The texture is more tight, which we don't want that. So after cutting the morning glory, we need to soak them in the running water and then keep it like for 10 minutes, and then we wash it thoroughly 2-3 times and then let it dry. When the morning glory is like fully drained well, we cut them into smaller like piece. Depends on who's having them. If it's small children, you can keema it, like chop it like minced. Like if it's like elder people, it's fine, like however you want to cut. It's up to you. There's no like specific shape or size. That's a good one. With the eggplant or the bacon, is that Hindi? Or tiao choy, we call it in Chinese. You just have to cut open the eggplant and check if it's in good condition. And after that, we cut it in cubes. For children, you can cut it into like tiny cubes. Like for elderly, also tiny cubes. Or like at the time of cooking, you can just like you can cut it with whatever spatula or the turner that you're using. Okay, it's up to you. Depends on who's having it. And then I usually soak them in vinegar and salt in case there are more like impurities inside the oberyn, and it will come out. You can see it like floating out of the vegetables. Just for 15 minutes is fine. And with the help of the vinegar also, it will retain the texture of the eggplant. Just let it sit for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Okay, we'll work on the garlic and the chives. While we are soaking the eggplant, so we will not waste any time. We will work on the garlic. The fresh garlic we bought from the market, we just have to peel them. Vegetables. Slice a few pieces and keep it aside and chop the remaining. Okay, should be fine. For me, I like things like to be visible when I'm cooking it, especially when I'm stir frying any vegetables. Like you always see like garlic pots. That is very, very catchy to the eye. So like after washing the eggplant, the teo choye, we parboil them. Again, to be cautious, like in case if there is any more impurities that it can be killed like during the process of boiling. But then we boil them like just a parboil, just like few minutes, like maybe 3 minutes. So we don't want to overcook them. After like parboiling it for 3 minutes, like we transfer them like to a strainer or colander. Because we are going to cook it again. Okay. Just to get rid of that bitter taste. Okay. So cooking this dish, it's not very like, how should I put it? It's not very difficult actually for me. I don't know like how other people do it, but for me it's like when you have everything prepared, you just have to like keep going. The stir fry usually like it's a very fast process. Okay, so like I like to have everything like prepared beforehand because like, I don't want to overcook, especially like when I add the morning glory. The color turns very fast.
Do I? Yes. Should I start?
So we start by adding the oil of your choice. The burner should be strong enough for any stir fry in a Chinese like cooking. So like that's why we don't go for like normal like non-stick. The preferred choice is the wok in Chinese cooking. Oil has to be heated well because we are adding the protein first, which is the minced pork. After stir frying the minced pork for a few minutes, till it is like almost half done, I added garlic, chili, shiitake mushroom and the topanchang. After stir frying for a few more minutes, then I added the required sauces like the oyster sauce, the soy sauce, little bit of sugar and pepper. So I need to cook the meat part well till the aroma comes out. So after mixing the eggplant properly, till you feel like it is like well combined, then you remove and keep it and set it aside. And then we wash the wok again. Then we cook the morning glory separately. Why we cook the morning glory separately is because I wanted the green color to come out. Because if we mix everything, the wok like is too small for the dish, and everything is going to be like crumble, and you cannot like stir fry them properly. And within a short span of time, it's going to kill the looks. So that's why we need to take extra like work and try to do them in a separate wok. We need a like more like higher flame to stir fry the morning glory so that it can come out better. After putting the oil, I added the cubed garlic pods before I added the morning glory. But as you put the morning glory, I put a splash of water so that it doesn't turn black. That is the technique that I was taught to do in my home. I don't know why. I have not tried without using the water. I always did it with water. When it is well mixed, I added back the minced pork. I combine them well and it's done. The finishing touch is to add a little bit of the cornstarch slurry. For any cooking, we always have the cornstarch slurry like prepared at the side, so that like it is more like slippery like when you like taste the food. That is the magic like of the cornstarch slurry. But we need to cook them well in 2 minutes, nothing longer than that, otherwise the color of the dish will go. And this item is best like served with plain rice. For me, any Chinese item is best to have it with plain warm rice.
We eat like this, Chinese people eat like this.
You can have the item with the congee porridge, which old people do it. It's a very like versatile dish. You can even have it like the leftover, you can have it in the morning along with your toast or just the normal bread like you get fresh from the market. Especially this item when you reheat it. Normally Chinese item like you have to have it fresh. Okay, the leftover usually doesn't taste the same, but this particular item tastes better when you reheat it. Obviously the color will go, but then it's gonna taste like wonderful.